Hey everybody, welcome to the Lifeboat. I'm Tommy, I'm your captain. People, my hat's back on. I get a lot of comments, people love the hat. I dig the hat, I really do. I seem to be a more positive person with it on, so I'm going to be donning the hat from time to time. People, before we get rolling, you know what time it is? Yeah, it's time for the Trophy of Participation. People, today this is for the ladies. I mentioned them in the last video, and a lot of people left comments saying that they really are the best part of this boat. I think that was one of the comments that I read. I'm trying to remember who said it. They said they're the best part of this boat, and every day they make him want to be a better person. That's awesome, and it's the truth. And the great thing is, Anna, you didn't even need to tell me this one, but this is for all the ladies, and it is especially right now for Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi, you know why, but she comes to my rescue like a princess in shining armor. Every time I need her, she shows up. It's absolutely amazing. So to the ladies, to Chi-Chi, this is for you. People, a little general housekeeping before we get rolling. People, we're hitting that tipping point where hitting every comment is just not going to be possible. And it's heartbreaking. Even as it is now, people are going, you don't hit every comment. Boy, I try to. But sometimes there's 25 or 30 comments that are attached in a thread, and I don't respond to every single comment inside a thread. I try to respond to every comment that starts the thread. Even those, I'm sure there are several hundred that are missing. People, I literally have answered over 10,000. I would love to do 20,000. I don't think I could pull it off. So there are going to be times that your comment doesn't get answered. It doesn't mean that I don't love you. It doesn't mean that that I'm not here for you. If what you're leaving in the comments section is about an issue that you need immediate help with, if let me throw out an example. You've got a child that you think is under the influence of something, and you want to talk to me about it. Don't leave that in the comment section. Send me an email, because I'm not going to miss that. I'm going to get back at you. Please. I want the communication to stay as close to what it is as possible. It's just that we've got a lot of people on the boat, and all of them participate, or a great number of them participate. So, and that number grows every day because people are becoming more comfortable. And when they become more comfortable, they leave better comments. And I don't mean, hey, Tommy, you're doing great. I mean, hey, this is an issue in my life that I've never brought up before. Those kind of comments. And the more of those that come out, the better off we are, because people all get to know one another better, and really get to really lean on each other. And we're seeing that happen. And that was my dream. There are people that for whom their vision of this boat is probably not the same vision that I had. But people helping people, being fishermen of people with broken souls, is really the dream of this boat, the way I see it. And people, as much as this boat is yours, I'm the captain. And that's the direction that this boat is always going to be heading in. For those of you that don't want to reach out and do that, you can just listen. There's no law against that. But the boat's never going to change. Not on that. I'm wide open to any possibilities for how this thing changes. But if you want it to be a boat that doesn't reach out to people, then you need to take out an ad for a different captain. Because, as I've said, I can't tell you how many times, my two options are I wasted the first 45 years of my life, or it was training to help people so that they don't become me. And help is the key word in there. And help is associated with caring and love and empathy and sympathy, and all of those things kind of rolled into one. And that's going to always be this boat. So no apologies. That's just the way it is. People, there's an issue that I would like to talk about that I can't believe I've never brought up. People, it's about expectations. We put expectations on things, right? Boy, this restaurant, I heard it's fantastic. I'm looking forward to the best meal I've ever had. That's an expectation, right? May not be realistic, but it's an expectation, and we do it. And it's not a great idea, because how often do you really go in and eat at the best restaurant of your life? There's only one of those. Everything else came in second. And you set yourself up for disappointment anytime you set the bar that high. Not really a big deal, right? No big deal. But when you do that with people, we end up having problems because let's use Johnny Scoville as an example, because before my brain even came online, Johnny was a part of my life, right? I was brought home on his birthday. So Johnny, from the time I was 3 days old, has been a part of my life. Before I could speak or understand anything, he was a part of my life. Because of that, the closer a person is to you, the more likely you are to put unrealistic expectations on. And if by some chance they don't meet up to them, right? If they don't meet up to your expectations, we start a process of sliding away where our serenity is the first thing that gets sort of jeopardized. And when you start to lose your serenity, that snowball starts to just go, and it gets bigger like Bullwinkle, and it just starts getting bigger and bigger, and everything it touches along the way it grabs. So the day-to-day activities, everything going on in your life will be affected by the fact that I can't believe so-and-so did this, right? I'm so disappointed in so-and-so. Why are we disappointed in somebody? Why are we shocked that somebody, did this or didn't do this? Because we set the bar ahead of time for what they did. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't exceptions to that rule. If a guy makes a pass at your wife, I think that it's fairly, across the board, people assume that that's something that you don't have to set an expectation for. We should assume that people aren't going to make passes at your significant other. We assume that people are at least going to be decent human beings. Everybody isn't a decent human being all of the time. That's just a fact. But the type of thing I'm talking about is I expect so-and-so to do X, Y, and Z at such and such a time. I expect him to be kind to all of my friends. I expect him to respect all of my friends. I expect him to do, if you're using the word expect, you're screwed. There's no other way to put it. We don't really have the right to expect too much from people. And by doing so, we set ourselves up for failure. And that failure honestly can become an issue. So I started doing a lot of thinking about this. And one of the reasons that I'm so bad at this, I think for me personally, is I was in federal prison. I watched two men lose their lives over a flat book of stamps. Two different events. But both men died because they agreed to pay somebody $8 on such and such a day at such and such a time and didn't. I'm not kidding, people. And anyone that's been to prison can tell you a similar story. If somebody that got beat within an inch of their life or literally got killed. I watched a guy put a padlock on a belt, right, a canvas belt, and swing this thing, right, and continue to hit a man in the head with it until the man was no longer part of the living. And it was for $8. Now, obviously, when you ask him, you know what he's going to say? It wasn't about the money. It was the principle of the thing. He gave me his word. Okay, in prison, there's an expression, and it's not probably a politically correct expression, but I don't care because it's important for the illustration. They say when you come in the doors of federal prison, you bring two things with you and two things only, right? You bring your word and you bring your balls. And if your word isn't any good, then your balls better be. And what they mean is, you tell somebody something and you don't come through, I hope you're a good fighter, because you're going to find out whether or not you're a good fighter. And the best case scenario is that you get beat up badly. The worst case scenario is that's going to be the last day you're on the planet. And this is real. So when you leave that environment and you come into the real world where people very flippantly say, oh yeah, I'll do that, and then don't. Or people say, you can count on me for whatever. Yeah, you can count on me. Yep. Trust me. Any of those things. We then ascribe a certain level of actual trust, or, we're going to rely on somebody up to a level. Well, that level's always here because that's what we do. We set unrealistic expectations for the people around us. And very often people, on this boat, the people that we're going to set these expectations of are all in some phase of recovery, which usually means that they're learning how to do the right thing all the time, how to be relied upon, how to be the person that, you can count on. And I really want us to think going forward about this. This is a lifelong practice, people. But what it comes down to and what it comes back to time and time again is that, we are in danger of threatening our serenity if we allow these expectations to, to be continually set in our brains. The next step is the dreaded, that person makes me, he made me, right? We're giving the power completely over to the person we didn't or couldn't rely upon. We're giving them the power to make us angry. We're giving them the power to make us feel disappointed. All of that, they didn't, even if they failed hideously or lied to you or did anything else, that didn't make you anything. You handed that power over to them freely. Here, go ahead, make me whatever you want. Make me disappointed, make me angry, whatever the case may be. Here it is. I'm giving you my make. Do with it what you please. Don't give your make to anybody, right? Don't let them make you into whatever they want. The only way that happens is if you allow it. And we need to stop allowing it. And the easiest and quickest way to do this, people, is let's not count on people to be more than they are capable of. Or worse, let's not count on somebody to be what we think that person should be. Because simply put, that's never going to work. And I don't want this to become something that's a huge part of your life, that kind of disappointment. And I'm guilty as sin of this. Don't think I'm up here telling you that I have mastered this, because I haven't. Every day, someone disappoints me massively. And think about what it is I do, right? People give me their word every day that they're not going to drink, or they're not going to do drugs, or they're not going to. And every time somebody relapses, you're just, you're disappointed. He said he was going to do this. Got to get better at it. I mean, this is, especially if I'm in this for the long haul. And believe it or not, that aspect of it, I'm getting a lot better at. It's this stuff other than those things, when you think you can count on someone and you find out you can't. It's disappointing, but the level of disappointment should be, it shouldn't be an all-day affair of you just so stressed out about something or so hurt. You're allowing this person to hurt you. You gave that authority over to them. I'm not doing it anymore. I promise you. This is the next thing that I intend to master, because it is just too, it's something that comes up far too often, time and time again. So people, the thought for the day is, are you giving power over to somebody because of the expectations you're putting on them? By putting these huge expectations on them, are you not giving them the power to either make you happy or miserable, however they see fit? Weird when you think about it that way, isn't it? Tell the truth. It's weird when you think about it that way. Okay, so I am going to endeavor to stop doing that. I hope you people do the same. I think it will create a happier you. And that really is the goal here on the Lifeboat, is it not? To create a happier you. Over here, you're going to see videos. You should watch those videos. They will make you a happier you. There's little nuggets in there of things that will make you think and maybe make the new you into something that you're happier with. Over here is the symbol for the boat, I hope. Might be the boat symbol. And if it is the boat symbol, click on it. If not, it still says my initials. But click on that and you can become part of this. You can become part of this family. And then you can put expectations on us that we don't live up to. I'm kidding. What you'll have is a support group of people that are here for you and that care. That's the promise. They're going to respect you and they're going to care. That's good stuff, people. It doesn't happen in the real world. It's what makes this boat so unique. It doesn't happen out there, but it happens in here. People, this is the Lifeboat, and I am Tommy, your captain. I will see you on the next video, and I'll tell you something, people. Feel free to put a little stock into that and set an expectation, because I'm going to do it. It is what I do. We'll see you, people.